It's a little bit of a story, but it's a fun story.
Yeah,
I think it might be a sad story. I don't know.
It's an emotional story.
It's an emotional story for sure. All right. Year 1 of doing stand-up comedy.
Okay.
I started in LA, and this is 2014, and I'm cruising all over LA, like 6 open mics a night, recording all of them, listening to them in my car. I kept a spreadsheet of like jokes that I did my first 2 years. I kept a spreadsheet of like the open mic that I hit. Another column was how long the set was.
Wow.
And then what jokes I did, what worked, what didn't. And that was like a spreadsheet that I kept. So I feel like I grew a lot within 2 years, which was cool.
That's awesome too. That's like hard work.
Yeah, it was work. And now I don't give a fuck about it. But so in that first year when I was like super, super dialed on really trying to get better, I was doing a lot of weird shit. And I was throwing everything at the wall. Like I was just going berserk as an open micer. And when you're doing open mics, a lot of times you're only in front of other comedians, and a lot of those comedians don't really give a fuck about you. They're working on their own stuff in their notebook. They don't want you to do well because they want to do well, whatever. It's the classic cliche. Yeah. That's not everybody. There's some people that are nice and fun and friendly. So on one night, I had been doing this joke for a couple of weeks. It was an impression of Eminem as the spokesman for M&M's. And it was just like, I got peanuts. I'm a peanut. I'm yellow. Feel mellow, grab a yellow. Like stupid things like that. And I was doing like impressions mixed with like joke bits. It was like a very young Jimmy Fallon style thing because that was such a huge inspiration for me. So I was doing, you can imagine how an impression would go over at, you know, the Silver Lake Lounge.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I get that.
Or that other weird one that's downtown.
Lyric? Oh, downtown.
Or Lyric.
They were very judgy.
Yeah. So I was at the Silver Lake Lounge, and I hadn't really like made a lot of friends yet because I was only maybe 6 or 7 months in to doing stand-up. So I was still like learning the ropes and seeing who's cool and who's not. And oh my God, that guy Alex Hooper just nailed that joke. And like, oh, dude, this guy's super funny. And I go to the Silver Lake Lounge for a 3-minute spot on an open mic. And I do the Eminem bit. And I do like 2 other things. It does not go well at all. I mean, in my head, it went well. And I was just like, all right, well, I'm not performing for these people. I'm performing for me to get better because none of these people are going to be my fans. These are all colleagues. And I kind of like was in that mentality.
First of all, that's a great way to look at it, being new to stand-up. That's like, no one does that.
Yeah, because I was like, I would love for these people to like me, but clearly they don't like Eminem impressions.
They don't like Eminem or Eminem.
Right, exactly. They're all like trying to talk about their dead dad and all this other sad stuff. And so I do the 3 minutes. I go over by about 30 seconds. And I say, all right, thanks, I'm Brent. I walk off, like 2 people clap. And I go about the night and I do a couple other open mics. The next day, I go to this other dive bar in downtown LA, right next to Meth Head Park or whatever it's called.
I know which one you're talking about. It was yellow. It was not El Cid. It wasn't El Cid.
It wasn't El Cid. It was. It had black. It was a black sign outside.
Oh, I know what you're talking about because it was always on the Comedy Bureau.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. And there was that like high stage, and it was kind of long a little bit, and there was a little back courtyard with that was like pavement.
I know the place you're talking about. I just can't think. It'll come to me
probably in the next hour. So I go there the next day, and I walk in and I'm like, hey man, I'm here to sign up for the open mic. And the guy's like, all right, cool, here's a list. Or he says, what's your name or whatever. And I said, yeah, I'm Brent. You can put me down as Brent Pella. And he goes, wait, are you the Brent Pella from the Facebook thing? And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, have you not seen it? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Oh no.
He pulls out his phone and he shows me a post that somebody made, this girl, whose name I will not say because I'm not going to stoop to her level, but I'll tell you off air. She had made a post, and the post said, hey, just a heads up to everybody in the LA stand-up scene, there's this guy named Brent who will run the light and do terrible impressions, and he is like not funny at all.
Oh my
God. Just letting everybody know, like if he comes through, know what to expect. Like stuff like that, like
that's
word for word.
Crazy.
And there were 100 comments.
Oh no!
From people who were like, oh, "I've seen him. Like that was terrible. I was there. It was bad. Oh, this sounds awful. What an idiot." And then one guy whose name I forget, who was really cool. And maybe I'll look it up later. But he said, he was like, hey, you shouldn't be posting this publicly. That guy's new to stand up. We're all just trying to figure it out. That's what open mics are for.
Thank God.
Yeah. But there was like a long list of shit talking about me. And I was like, hot with embarrassment, right? Like I wanted nothing but this scene to like me. And here's everybody that I had like said what's up to trashing me. Like there's some type of clear agent at an airport, you know, just giving me a kick as I walk by. And so I did the open mic that night at the place, and I kept going and I kept fucking doing it. But from that night on, I like quadrupled down on that initial thought that I had, which is like, okay, I'm not here really to make friends. I'm here to get better. None of these people in my audience. Clearly, there's no loyalty or friendship to be found here. And I would just go to open mics, I'd do the thing, and I'd fucking take off. I wouldn't hang out. I never went to the store because I didn't trust people after that.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. And so the twist of this is that was over the Eminem impression that I had done, right? Like 2 or 3 years later, Eminem dropped an album called Kamikaze where he just was mad at everybody. And so I did an impression video of Eminem called Eminem Disses Everything. And it was the first like real comedy video that I had released besides some silly stuff in college. And it got 1 million views in like 3 hours.
Yay!
On Reddit.
Happy ending.
Yeah. And it exploded. And from there, I did more Eminem impressions. They kept getting love. And then Nick Cannon saw an Eminem impression video that I did. Yeah. And he reached out to me on Instagram in my DMs and cast me on Wild 'N Out. And so I got my first big TV credit over the Eminem impression that this bitch said, don't let Brent Pella do that if he comes to your open mic. And it made the beginning of my career happen. So,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I love that story so much. What a roller coaster.
I know, it was wild. It was crazy. Because I really didn't, I was so bummed. I was like, damn. And it was more like I was bummed because I felt like I had to have lost faith in the community rather than being bummed that everybody's making fun of me. I was bummed that like, oh, all these people I thought were cool, like aren't cool. And I guess I'm just not going to fuck with anybody now, you know? And so I'm still trying to reverse that a little bit. So maybe therapy is in order, but sticking to like what I thought was funny and like continuing to do the dumb Eminem thing until it became a real thing and it became like an internet meme, and it was a blast. And so I turned it around. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I know. And we also, not that it matters because we're mature adults, but you know, she saw the videos.
She had to have.
She had to have.
And about her, I had heard from other people that she's like kind of a bad person that not many people like, and she's got a lot of spite and venom for people, and she's not very cool or easy to get along with, and that might stem from other things in her life. So like, you know, it sucks to see somebody put out negativity, but I don't know what she's got going on. Maybe she's projecting her own shit outwardly.
Definitely.
So whatever, I got no hate for this chick.
It's just crazy that you were a part of it.
I also, maybe I should have love for her because
right?
she, you know, did the thing that made me say that she woke up the fucking Hulk or Venom. She unleashed the Venom. Yeah.